we're gonna move on from that. That's a therapy discussion. That's not a here discussion. This is YouTube. This is not okay. Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Every Closet channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Stephanie, and along with my partner Ethan, we are two full-time resellers, mainly on Poshmark, but also on Facebook Marketplace and Depop. But our main jam is Poshmark, and that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about a recap of how our reselling went in October of 2021. I like what sold videos. I think they've helped me a lot in my business. I hope they help you in yours. So hit subscribe if you want to join us on that journey. And let's jump into October. Let's make this nice and efficient, and then we can move on because it was not my favorite month. Okay, first let's go over our best sales. So I'm just gonna start right in. The first thing that we sold that was one of our best flips was this Mage faux leather dress. It was a bodycon dress. It was strapless. It was gorgeous. We paid $8 for that at a consignment store. That should not have happened, but we're pleased with it. It sold for $90 on the US closet, so we made a profit of 78 Canadian dollars, which is amazing, perfect, beautiful. The next best sale, and these are always a good pickup if you can find them for at least under $20, are these On Cloud Surfer runners, or running shoes, I think Americans call them. We paid about $15 for those at a consignment store. They sold for $50 in the US closet. They sold like the next day. On Cloud is a great shoe brand. So we made a profit of 33 Canadian dollars, and that was honestly about the minimum I wanted for them. So that's why I accepted that. If it had been a $50 Canadian offer, I would not have taken that. I would have countered. But 50 US, yeah, that the conversion helps. All right, next on the best list, and this is actually just your average flip, but I thought I should include it here because I think these are a good Aritzia piece to pick up. So it's these Wilfred Daria faux suede leggings in the shade Tannin. We paid $10 for these at Value Village a while back. I think I hauled it on my Instagram. And they sold for 38 US dollars. So we made a profit of 25.52 Canadian. That is just a basic flip for us, but I think it's important to know what Wilfred pieces, what Aritzia pieces don't suck. Because lately I've had some real losers. Next, probably the best flip of the month, was this Nuitags Alexis high-low strapless white dress. This was Nuitags Alexis. We paid $30 for this at a consignment store. I was like, what are you doing? Give me that. Had it listed for I think $250 on both closets. I got an offer for $130 US, and again, because it was US, I was like, that's a really good flip. And I know I could have gotten more for a Nuitags Alexis dress, but as you'll see, the bests aren't the best this month, and the worst are, ooh, they're the worst. So it wasn't my favorite month, but moving on, this was a $94 Canadian profit, so that is awesome. We were just really lucky to find that. Next, and I didn't expect this to go so well, was this Marc by Marc Jacobs black leather Hobo bag. Classic Marc by Marc Jacobs bag, but Marc by Marc Jacobs is a very old line. I have learned since then. I don't think I pick it up anymore. We'll see. I haven't been faced with it much yet. I'm trying not to pick it up that much anymore, but we paid $35 for this. It was behind the counter at Value Village. It sold for 138 US dollars, which was super cool, and we made a $94 profit. Pretty much the same as the Alexis dress. I don't even know if I'd pick that up again, and that was the same as the Alexis dress. Wow. I don't know what to tell you. This next bundle is just an example of how free stuff is awesome. This was a bundle of two of my sister's items. She decluttered her closet and gave us all the clothes to sell, which was so sweet of her. And I just want to include this in here. A, because it made us pure profit. Thank you so much. And B, because Brianna, the next time I try and give you clothes and you try and pay me for them, look, you've already paid me. See? So it was this 100% silk dress that was handmade in Vietnam, and this Ricky's teal like side gathered shirt. I wouldn't call either of these bolos 100% silk. I mean, sure, yes, but not Ricky's for sure. It's a Canadian brand, it's a mall brand, it's not good to pick up. But this bundle sold for $50 US. And the person was really happy. They gave us 5 stars. And so we made a profit of 46 Canadian dollars, which was amazing. And a lot of Brianna's stuff went like that. So like I said, Brianna, you don't have to give me money for the clothes I give you because you already have. Okay? Next was this Marvel's The Punisher XL jersey costume, like a hockey jersey slash costume. It sold for 21 US dollars and we got that in a $10 bag. So that was perfectly timed for Halloween. We got that up like October 5th maybe, and it sold 5 or 10 days later. It was amazing. And so we paid maybe up to $1 for that and we made 17 or 18 Canadian dollars profit, which is awesome. Yay, $10 bags. They still work. They're always one. There's always one or multiple in the best list. So yeah. We're still doing it. Next, and this is amazing, were these Maui Jim Pilot aviators with gold frames. These sold for 60 US dollars. I had them listed at 150, but I accepted the $60 offer. A, again, US dollars. And B, we did not source these. These were given to us. We are so dang lucky. These were given to us by my amazing friend Amber's amazing mom Karen. And like, you've heard her name so many times by now in the recaps. She just gave us such amazing stuff, all for free. It was so sweet of her. She's the sweetest. That whole family, sweetest people ever. Yeah, so that was pure profit for us, which is nuts. Then we made $57 Canadian profit. So you see how in the US closet, it's kind of like whatever you sold it for minus a few dollars is what we get in Canadian dollars back. I love that. It makes my math so easy for my math sad brain. Next, and this was a super lucky find in a $10 bag as well, was this Ralph Lauren Kids 2T. It was like a peplum cardigan, or it could have been worn as like maybe a dress. It buttoned up. I'm not sure which it was. I listed it under dresses, I think. Anyway, it's like Christmas themes, got reindeers on it. Look how cute it is. It's so cute. And I sold this for 35 US dollars, which gave us a $33 Canadian profit because that was a $10 bag find. So some people, they pay a lot of money for their kids' clothes and then they give them to us in $10 bags, and I'm not complaining. Next. And these could be like literally on every month if I keep finding them every month. Were these Hunter maroon heeled boots, rain boots. Hunters, I'm telling you, over $80 every time. So these sold for $92 on the Canadian closet. We paid $30 for them, which is about the max I'd pay. Actually, I don't know how much we paid for them. I just said 30 because I know that's the max I pay for Hunters. So it could have been less, but if we did pay 30, then that's still a $39 profit, which is exactly what I expect from Hunters. So awesome. Next, and this is one of my favorite pieces we've had in the closet. I totally would have kept this if it had been a nothing brand. This is an Aloe Yoga, very large drapey hood with sleeve-like cutouts. It was, just show the picture. It's hard to explain. Anyway, it was a zippered Aloe Yoga jacket. Is taupe. We paid $15 for it at a consignment store and it sold for $56. So we made $44 from that and a $29 profit, which is what I thought would happen. So it's nice when what you think happens when you And last but not least was a consignment item. We actually had a few consignment items and I considered including them, like 4 or 5 of them. We got them in September from an amazing friend of a friend person, and so we split the profits with her, but this sold for the most money so far of her items, and I just thought it was amazing. So it was these Girlfriend Carolina mid-rise skinny jeans in a light wash. They sold for $90. Reused jeans, $90. Girlfriend, yes. So the profit from that was $67. If you split that in half, we each get around $33. So yeah, that was a really good sale. There were a few others I could have included. We will be back after these short messages.
Click subscribe. Do it. Please. Do it. Did you do it?
The worst sales of the month, and you're gonna see, unlike the last few months, there are actually some pretty bad flips in here. Like, we actually lost money on one. That's one of the only times that's ever happened to us. We took some low offers this month to make sales happen. Like, I did not have to cherry pick to find a bunch of worse sales, and I really had to search for the best ones. Obviously the Alexis dress is amazing. The Marc by Marc Jacobs purse, what a fun surprise. But like, a lot of those were average flips for us, and the bads were pretty bad. But I accept offers when sales are slow. It's what happens. So the first worst was this Star Wars scarf. It wasn't a bad pickup. No, it was. Okay. We paid $3 for it at a thrift store and it sold for 10 US dollars, so we made a $5 profit. That is not worth the time. $5 is not what we're making for the photoing, storing, listing, buying, all of that. So yeah, it was a nice low cost of goods, but I think Star Wars maybe sold for more a few years ago, like back when it was coming back out in theaters. And now they're kind of done with that, so the hype might be over. Next was this Bts Pullover Sweater. It said Jungkook 97 on the back. Oh my god, 97. Is that when he was born? Is that how old I am? That the famous people are or younger than me now? I don't want to talk about this. It was a BTS sweater. I got this, when everyone was jokingly selling their McDonald's BTS stuff on eBay. I always figured it was a joke. Anyway, around that time, I bought this at the thrift store for $5. And it paid 5 Canadian, it sold for $15 US, and I made 9 Canadian dollars. It got a lot of likes, it got a lot of attention, but I think, and I don't blame anyone, they didn't want to pay more than $15, $20 for it, and that's honestly fair. I had no right to mark it up so much, honestly. Next. And this is actually a $10 bag item, so like, whatever, but it goes to show what the F hurts you. So this is a Babaton silk royal blue mini dress or long tunic. It was in the size extra small, so sure, whatever. But I didn't even have it priced that high. It's this 100% silk Babaton dress, and I had it priced at like $50, and no one wanted it. It sat for like 6 months. So finally, we sold it for 22 US dollars. A silk Babaton dress. I'm unimpressed with that. To be fair, that was all profit. So we made a $19 Canadian profit. Thank you, conversion rate. And thank you, $10 bag person who donated Babaton in the first place. I guess it's not donate. Sold us Babaton at pennies. It's not like, don't pick this up, I guess. I don't know. Or I just sold it wrong. Who cares? Next. And this was also the month of me letting go of a lot of Lululemon leggings for less than they're worth. These are the Lululemon Fast and Free Crop in Kindred Spirit. The problem with these might have been, and fair enough, the size dot was nowhere to be found. And I know exactly where it's supposed to be found on these leggings, on the Fast and Free Crops. So I looked through every pocket of these leggings and there were about 15, but they should be on the middle back pocket. And it wasn't there. So I guess it rubbed off because there's no way it was fake. I refuse to believe these were fake Lulus. Who would go to such detail? They were like, you could tell they were Lululemon leggings. I can't. And like the detail of the print, why would someone do that? Why? But I did not have a size dot. And so I shouldn't have picked them up. You just probably shouldn't pick up Lulu if it doesn't have a size dot, especially leggings. T-shirts sometimes don't have size dots or tank tops, but yeah, anyway, I thought these were so cute and we bought them for $25 in like last February, and they just sat and sat and sat and sat and sat and sat. And I gave measurements and I tried my best and they sold for 42 US dollars. I would have expected Lululemon crops to go for at least 55 US dollars or 60 Canadian. That's just what I expect from Lulu. But they sat for so long and we profited $15 and I was like, fine, whatever. But yeah, we overpaid for those. They didn't have a size dot. There were issues. We shouldn't even post this. It's weirdly depressing and I am not grateful. Okay, next. And this is mainly on here to teach all of us a lesson that I learned last month while I was doing all my Anthropolo posts. So it was this coincidence and chance polka dotted like peplum layered dress. We paid $8. It sold for $33 US, so we made a $23 profit. Sure, whatever. Coincidence and chance. I had this marked as Anthro coincidence and chance because it had the RN number 66170. No. So coincidence and chance is never Anthropologie. It is always Urban Outfitters. Urban Outfitters has the same RN number as Anthropologie, also Free People. They all share an RN number. They're all owned by the same parent company. And you should not tag things as Anthropologie unless you have a way to confirm that they're Anthropologie. I went over all this in like a way too much detail on my Instagram, but the TLDR is if you want to confirm something was sold at Anthropologie, you need to find an Anthropologie stock photo, and we all know what they look like. The style name that was sold by Anthropologie, which should hopefully lead you to the stock photo, or a picture of that item on Poshmark, on eBay, on wherever you find a picture of that item with Anthropologie tags attached. That is the gold standard. That's, you know, it was sold in Anthropologie if it has an Anthropologie tag attached. There are a ton of brands that are known to be Anthropologie that are not. And so that's why I wanted to include this in here, because I thought when I saw the RN number that it was coincidence and chance being sold in Anthropologie. But no, Anthropologie has never held coincidence and chance. It's always Urban Outfitters, for one. And I know that you're going to look it up on Posh, and you're going to see a lot of people tagging it coincidence and chance as Anthropologie. They're just going off of the misinformation. And there is spirals and spirals of misinformation about Anthropologie. People tag it for exposure sometimes. People tag it because other people tagged it, and like, that's fair. That's what I used to do, but it's not accurate. And doing that probably gives your buyers a little bit less confidence in you if they know. Like, if they're like, oh, this person thinks that this was sold at the Anthropologie, but I know it was sold at Urban Outfitters. Do they not really know what they're doing? How can I trust them to be like pricing things and knowing what the value of their stuff is? They don't even know where it was sold in the first place, you know? So that's why I wanted to include this in the worst sales. Like, we made the profit I expected to make off that dress. Just, yeah, there's my little anthro spiel. And if you want a much more detailed, much more informative version of that spiel, it'll be on my Instagram forever and always. Okay, next. This is the worst. And I'm still mad about this. So we're not going to talk about it for long. Just, it happened. I don't like it. We're moving on. It was this bundle of this Vince 100% linen dress and this IRO denim dress. I had both of these listed for more than they sold together. And that's so upsetting. They both sold in a bundle for $85. That was upsetting. I don't know why I accepted it. I literally told her I wasn't going to accept it. And then I ended up just hitting accept. I was so desperate for sales. I was like, this will sell more things. It's fine. Honestly, that's one of the worst offers I've ever accepted, ever. We made $67 from that bundle, and I paid about $40 for those dresses. One of them was IRO, you know? So our profit was $27, which is not, no, that doesn't meet our minimum for either piece. It was just, I don't know what came over me that day. I don't know how this person like hoodwinked me. She did give me a 5-star review, even though I kind of jerked her around, and that was very nice of her. And I don't, like, she's obviously not a bad person. She got a really good deal. And I had a bad month. All right, next, the worst sale ever? I don't know. Was this Anthropologie Vanessa Virginia tank top. It sold for $23 on the Canadian Closet. I paid $18 for that at an expensive thrift store downtown. Why did I do that? I hadn't written my Anthropolo post yet, obviously, when I was listing this stuff. So I didn't know the coincidence and chance wasn't anthropology. And I didn't know that Vanessa Virginia should not be bought for $18. I think it was on tier 1 or 2. It's not on one of the top 3 tiers, so no to $18. That's no to $18 cost of goods. That is something I learned, and that's lovely, but this person also got a shipping discount, so I made negative $4. That's so bad. That's not just a waste of time, that's a waste of money, that's a waste of, that's so beyond a waste of time. Like, that has very rarely happened to us, which is, I guess, a good thing. I learned my lesson, and it just smarts, you know? It sucks to not be the genius baller flipper that I think of myself as sometimes. Next, with these Lululemon Wonder Unders, they were the 25-inch, they were an asphalt gray. We paid $25 for them. I thought that was absolutely reasonable because they should have sold for $80 because they were a 2020 release and they were new without tags. They had like barely been worn. They were in pristine condition, the newest of size dots. These sold for, I think they sold for $50, which again, it was one of those days like we'd had so little sales. I was desperate AF and I knew there was profit in that at least. So we made $14.50. These specific Lululemons should have sold for at least $70. And I ended up taking a $50 offer because I needed sales. And last but not least, these really aren't least. I'm so glad to be done with this. We're the last pair of Vince Camuto shoes that we had. These Vince Camuto shoes, they were black, they were pointed toe, they were just pumps. They sold for $39, which is more than I thought they were going to sell. They sat basically the life of our closet. Someone sent me a $39 offer and I was like, bro, it would have taken $4. Get these out of my life. We made about $2 or $3 on them, which is honestly amazing. I thought we were gonna lose money on them. And live and learn. Oh well, building a business. It happens. It's funny because I'm so whiny in this video about how bad it was, but the numbers sound good. Let's go over the numbers and then let's go over why they're not good, because they're not. We did $1,363 in US dollars on the US closet, which is 1,636 Canadian dollars. On the Canadian closet, we did $3,266 in sales. That is our highest month ever on the Canadian closet. This is the growth that I expect to see. However, the net was not there. And you saw that. You saw, so like when we were going over the best sales, like the best profit we had was $90 and the worst profit we had was -$4. Like that's not, I don't care if you sold something and you got $20 and you add that to your gross total. The actual, in the end, that was -$4. And we had a lot of things like that $67 bundle that we only made $27 on. Like there was a lot of nope in terms of net this month. But I was pushing out sales. I wanted to get rid of old stuff. I'm tired of holding on to inventory, so we're taking aggressive offers. And then we did $310 on Facebook Marketplace. That was pretty cool for the month. So when you add it all up, it becomes $5,212 for our gross. That is our highest month. If we consider August an anomaly, that is just the stepwise growth that I would expect. I have heard a lot about Q4 and how it is amazing growth, and I expected to hit 6,000 this month. I really did. It's hard because I know like some people would kill for that number, but you have to remember like full-time 2 of us. So it's kind of like having that and then having it again. Yeah, this just goes to show like if you're focused on growing your business, you will not net income at first. We listed 520 something things. That is really good for us, and that's another reason why I was disappointed with this month's sales. I would have expected more growth from that. So yeah, I'm kind of hurting right now. But we expected this when we started this business. We expected there to be good times and bad times. We expected to not meet our goals sometimes. We expected to work really hard, and yeah. This is the reality of starting your own business. And that's something I always like I never ever want to keep from you guys. I don't want to not share when I'm disappointed in our numbers. I want you all to know because I want this to be helpful for you if you're deciding to do this. I don't want you to do what I know a lot of people are tempted to do and just, I'm gonna quit my job and in 2 months I'll be making $2,000 a month reselling. No. No, you will not. And anyone who tells you you can do that is selling you something. And I'm just trying to sell you that subscribe button. It just wasn't the best sales month, and happens. It's gonna happen to all of us. So prepare for it. Gird your loins. So good luck. Bye.
Come to your address, which I now have, and I'm gonna beat you up.
Please hit subscribe. And please make me stop talking.